Woke up to some pretty sad news today. If nobody has heard, my friend Waffler69 died last night.
That was the pickled guy. He's a TikTok star, and he's announcing there that fellow star Waffler69 died. Yeah, tragically, suddenly died of a heart attack at age 33 on January 11th. Hi, I'm Alex. This is the Doomed Planet podcast, episode 82. Waffler69 is dead. Viral TikTok stars must know that TikTok fame is fleeting. You know, one day you're there, next day the platform has deplatformed you or ghosted you, or people lose interest. I think the pickled guy will find that out. I mean, this guy's shtick is that he has millions of views, tons of followers. His whole scheme is that people send him pickles. He opens up the pickles while facing the camera. He has a special stainless steel pickle tasting fork. Sometimes his really cute, like 10-year-old daughter helps him, but it's mostly just him. And then he reviews the pickles, but he's totally unsophisticated. I've never heard the guy say the word fermentation. I don't know if he knows what lactic acid is. He does the same thing over and over, and that's going to get old. You'd think with all, he might even be making some money from this. You'd think that he'd want to learn, read a fucking book and maybe expand what he's doing and, give that knowledge to all his followers. But Waffler69 also had a shtick, and you could tell he's a nice guy, gentle guy. He's always smiling. His shtick is that he'd face the camera and he would review junk food, and also horrible junk food. His last video, meaning his last meal on camera, was a giant Fruit Loop. And that's it. That was his last post. I'm reminded of James Gandolfini's last meal. Unlike Waffler, a man of immense talent. His last meal was sitting at a cafe in Italy eating a delicious dinner. Now Waffler ended up with a Fruit Loop. Sad.
Hey everybody, I just wanted to thank you all for all of the positive comments and feedback and nice things that you had to say about our friend Waffler. It's just great to see a platform like this can bring so many people together in a positive way, and I'm sure he would really like to see that if he could.
Thanks for that, pickled guy, the pickled guy. Much appreciated. Glad there was an outpouring of love coming your way because Clayton Lejeune died. I gotta say, he's not a healthy person. He's a longtime YouTuber, and you look back, he's always overweight, even morbidly obese, and his diet is terrible. I'm guessing the stuff he ate off camera was no better than the endless stream of garbage that he ate on camera for our enjoyment. I don't know. He wasn't one of these, this is so horrifying, I can't look away things. He was a feel-good guy, but maybe he's in the wrong profession. He definitely was in the wrong profession. Also, he's from Louisiana. I'm not sure if he's still living with his mom. His dad and grandfather both died of heart ailments, died young. But it's a guy in a room with a computer and a microphone, and much like me, but I am not surrounded by junk food or bad pop culture garbage and anime dolls and stuff. Waffler's brother, Clayton, set up a GoFundMe. It's raised $16,000 some dollars out of $17,000. 777 donations. And man, if you're poor and you live in Louisiana, that is a windfall. That's like a across generations windfall of money. Although I suspect Waffler did make some kind of money from the TikTok Creators Fund. I'm not sure if I ever saw him sponsor anything. He might have been too grotesque for some of these advertisers, but yeah, and the GoFundMe. And again, Clayton, Taylor's brother, really great guy. Another this really sweet guy. You could tell would not harm a fly. He does some TikTok videos. He's had less success. And again, he's a guy in a room surrounded by pop culture junk and like anime DVDs and stuff. In the GoFundMe, there's a picture of the brothers, much younger. Clayton here, just a child, at the Bubba Gump Shrimp Company restaurant and market. And Waffler has a Star Wars t-shirt on, and you can tell he's overweight. If you look on Waffler's YouTube, it goes back, 10 years. He's been doing this, so the fame did not come easy, I guess. There's a one tragic video that gives a clue to why, his health was not that great. That's him drinking a concoction of Pop Rocks, Sprite, and cheap vodka.
So I was going to show you how to make a drink real quick, all right? I'm going to take some Albertsons brand vodka. I'm just going to fill this double shot up to the top. All right. I'm going to take some of these juicy drops.
Okay, so you get the idea. Waffler was not a health nut. And he's living in an unhealthy country probably in Louisiana, like the unhealthiest state in the United States as far as diet, life expectancy, rates of obesity, gun deaths, death by cop, you name it. Waffler, you might have lived if you hadn't have decided to drink cheap vodka. I mean, that vodka he's drinking there is so cheap, no Russian would even touch it.
I'm going to take some Albertsons brand vodka. I'm just going to fill this double shot up to the top. So I was going to show
I don't know why this guy dying out of all the people that have died recently moved me so much. I had a dream where and I'm not a dreamer, I dream while I'm awake, using drugs, but I had a dream that this guy didn't have teeth and he had like some yellow fangs, and where that came from. And then sure enough, I go to his YouTube. This is not on his TikTok, and Waffler wears dentures. You see, pull out the dentures and he's got some stumps and stuff. So that's indicative of, a bad lifestyle. Maybe that's meth mouth, I mean, he's 33. He's had plenty of time to, do bad things. I mean, drinking Mountain Dew by itself is going to do that to you. And then, add meth to the equation, which only increases your thirst for more Mountain Dew. It's a vicious circle. And I think we know that bad teeth leads to other health problems. That's a thing.
Look, guys, I'm going to be going through some fun things you can eat while you have dentures. It's going to be real fun. So come in a little closer. Let's get one-on-one. I'm going to show you some real easy stuff, some dinners, some breakfasts, and my favorite, a little bit of weird.
TikTok star Waffler69, known for his mukbang videos, has died at age 33. He had 1.7 million followers on TikTok with a whopping 32.9 million likes. The content creator, born Taylor Bryce Lejeune, died on Wednesday from a heart attack, according to his brother Clayton.
Waffler69 received a bunch of attention on TikTok, but also in the mainstream media, even internationally. That kind of stopped. Again, fame is fleeting. There's not much more to be written about this guy. got mentioned all over the place. TMZ, The Sun, UK, and that's the end of the story. Since then, there's been, nothing much else to exploit. I mentioned the pickled guy was kind of unsophisticated. Obviously, Waffler was too. I mean, he took this as far as it could go, and maybe that giant Fruit Loop was a great way to go out. I mean, there's only people didn't get tired of his stuff, though. He's always coming up with something. Another conceit he had is that he would place the junk food on top that he was reviewing on top of some weird pop culture item, like a weird Disney DVD or an old VHS of something. And that was, him trying to be creative. He did dress up as Shrek once with full green makeup and everything. And that was kind of clever. Like he's going the extra mile there. Same old shtick, though. Just like the pickled guy. Well, he found what works and he's going to milk it to death, but literally.
I would like to make a public apology for not putting the big Fruit Loop in some milk. So you know what? I got y'all. I'm going to put this Fruit Loop in some milk.
Waffler's death was announced on TikTok by his brother. Kind of sad.
Hey guys, if anyone's being shared this video from another, or if you just don't know, I'm related to Waffler69, or my brother Taylor. He has passed away around 10 p.m. on January 11th, 2023, from a presumed heart attack. He was rushed to the hospital.
Waffler's brother Taylor has done one more video since then. Since then, he's been quiet, responding to some haters. And I guess this podcast could be considered a hater, but if you want to tell the whole story of Waffler69, you got to talk about the dark stuff, the obesity and the dentures and the sort of lack of sophistication that people with long careers in show business, they have more going for them than just reviewing junk food. I think he knew that.
So from time to time, I keep seeing comments like these. Again, I want to clarify that his heart attack was genetic. His father and his grandfather both died before they were 50 from heart failure. Where do you get off on this shit? Do you realize that people that make videos and do content creation have their own lives that they live, where they have family and friends who love them? Are you a child, or are you an adult who is socially inept? And if that's the case of you being an adult, you should get therapy more than I do.
Fair enough, bro. Fair enough. I think he's learned his lesson. Don't respond to the haters and maybe stay off of TikTok for a while. His brother seems nice. He doesn't have the same goofy charm as Waffler. TikTok itself is fleeting. You think that's going to be around forever, or is the next new thing going to be coming? And it's going to be, TikTok will be for old people like Facebook is now. I think other than the bad dream I had about Waffler, I'll always remember him as just this young, innocent kid on YouTube. His brother or someone is throwing a raw egg into his flabby, bare chest. Pretty funny, sad at the same time, just foreshadowing.
Yo, sup, pass me an egg.
Waffler, a man of many talents, playing Tetris with his tongue.
What's up? My name is the Waffler, also known as Taylor. I was on YouTube today. I saw some cool videos, yeah. But one in particular, or however you say that, I'm from Louisiana, I don't know how you say stuff. But it was a girl, and she was playing the Tetris theme on the piano. That's sweet and all, but can she play the Tetris theme with her tongue? Don't know. But I can, and I will. Let's do this.
Now, I grew up in the South or more or less Appalachia, and I used to eat bugs to terrify my younger sisters, horrify them, and never anything major, no giant stag beetles or anything, just tiny little gnats or moths. I know I heard of one story of a guy ate a slug on a dare and he died of some horrible brain infection. I never ate any slugs, but of course, Waffler69, like myself, was a bug eater. We have much in common.
I gotta put
It's your protein, man.
You're at the perfect lighting.
Perfect for
You
lighting.
just crunch him. Ready?
Look at his face.
You're gonna feed that to him.
He says, "Hello, I'm about to die."
Eat that shit.
Crunch him. Bite him.
Hey, you're young in Louisiana, not much going on out there. You got to make your own party. So bug eating, mixing candy with Sprite and cheap vodka, throwing raw eggs at each other is kind of it's the American way.
I want to make it quick. No dramatic music. No milking anything for views. Just R.I.P. to Waffler. He was one of the most genuine, wholesome people I've seen on TikTok. So R.I.P.
That tribute was from a kid who's overweight, sitting in a room looking at a camera, and he's surrounded by pop culture junk, anime dolls and whatnot. Okay, people with a history of heart disease in their family, yes, that is a cause for concern, and you might just drop dead. You never know, but one way to help prevent that is to not eat so much fucking junk food or not be so morbidly obese. One of Waffler's last TikTok videos was him in his car trying out various fish sandwiches from junk food places. It's not pretty. And you kind of see he's sort of plumped up recently in his videos. His face looks puffy. He does not look healthy. He's got, sometimes you can see in someone's skin there's a health problem. He's got blotchy skin on his face. So he didn't go down easy. He had fun up until the end, though, I guess. I mean, what more can you wish for than to, not suffer and dwindle and linger and just die almost instantly? That's not bad. Although age 33, tragic for anyone. Much like that asshole, the pickled guy, Waffler, no desire or knowledge of how to better himself. He does not reference any chefs or food movements or, tips on healthy eating or anything. It's just, ooh, a can of mustard flavored sardines. Wow. God. And, the list of junk food that he tries online is endless. Like, I like to try junk food and new products, and I have some favorite junk food, even fast food places that I like, but this guy was cramming it in. And then, on TikTok, you get people sending you stuff. So he'd do these unboxing videos where people would send him junk food from all over the world. Gross, kind of. Before Waffler rose to fame with his food tasting videos, you look back on YouTube, and by the way, his last video, the Fruit Loop video, 6 million or more views on TikTok, only 50,000 on YouTube. But his early YouTube videos going way back, just him playing video games. That's fine. Kids will be kids, but there should be more to our culture than that. I think maybe Waffler69, truly American in that, American white people have no culture. Like, they've got comic books and same old superhero movies, and goddamn, if Antifa is out threatening, the Chili's or the Kentucky Fried Chicken out on Route 80, we're going to be there defending it with automatic weapons, because that's the only culture we have, which is no culture. Again, I'm not going to say that Waffler had any right-wing views. I never saw that kind of trash on his page. You know, growing up where he did, one can imagine many or most of his neighbors were Trump chuds, you know, full of hate and ignorance. At least I never saw that with Waffler. At least we can give him that. Okay, Waffler died. This other guy who might die, Cut the Activist. This is a guy who just talks about drinking and how to drink as much as possible, he has all these terms I've never heard of, like pre-game. Pre-gaming is when you drink before you go out to go drinking, and shower drinking, double-fisted drinking, shotgun drinking. I love this guy. He's very charming. Again, and then he's always complaining, TikTok banned me, TikTok ghosted me. Well, TikTok, you're not going to be famous on TikTok forever, dude. I hope you realize that. Funny, though. And again, what is the dark side here? Oh, the alcohol abuse.
Today I woke up to see that another one of my videos got taken down. Apparently me saying that I'm not participating in Dry January goes against community guidelines. But whatever, it's Friday. So go follow my two backups, Cut the Activist and Drunk Like Cut, and get ready to do some weekend drinking.
Okay, I'm going to stop myself before I go too far down the TikTok rabbit hole. I just want to talk about one of my favorite guys, Nate Petrosky. He's a homesteader in West Virginia, and he's homesteading really close to where I grew up. So that's where I decided, hey, I'm going to start following this guy. So I think he's in his 30s. When I first started watching his videos, he was living on this piece of property that he bought in the middle of nowhere with his wife and his kind of odd sister that took care of all kinds of animals, dogs, goats, chickens, all kinds of stuff. Since then, he's gone through a divorce, and his wife has a TikTok now. She lives in upstate New York, somewhere else in the middle of nowhere. She doesn't get any views. So since then, he's gone through a divorce. He has a new girlfriend, and his sister also left the homestead. And yeah, I mean, this viral fame, you want to show every aspect of your life. So this guy built a solar array. He built a water system, a wood-fired hot tub. You get the idea. He built this beautiful pond. I love that. And he has the cutest dog in the world, a dog named Minion, and who is unfixed, I notice. I guess that's how they do it in West Virginia. And Minion has his own account where he has over 1 million followers. So Nate, interesting guy. Some things are problematic about him. He's got this logo of a Spartan helmet. I don't know if you know that image on the front of one of his pickup trucks. Again, that's not the Spartan helmet. Has been used by some right-wing, far-right groups as a symbol. It's not as bad as like the Punisher skull. Like you see that, right away you're dealing with a white supremacist and chud. I don't think Nate is a hater. He has a third account that explains his religion, which is a weird cult version of Judaism. I do not follow that account. But again, he's unlike the pickled guy or Waffler or even Cut the Activist, the beer guzzling guy. Nate has it going on. He's a multi-talented person, sort of charming, sort of weird. And that's why I can't get enough of TikTok, although I have it. My iPhone now is set to remind me when I've been there for an hour, wasting my life. And yeah, at least these creators, I'm just sitting there being passive watching it as if it was the greatest TV show of all time. At least the creators are out there creating stuff.
Minion, I got good news for you. I mean, really good news. Look at all these things you got sent. All of these people sent you so many things. And they even sent your buddies the cats something, too. Yes, they did. What, do you want the things?
I think one reason Nate's original females left the homestead is They were jealous of his fame. And with the fame at this level, you're getting money from the Content Creators Fund on TikTok. The craziest and greatest thing is that people will mail you stuff. It's this program they have with Amazon. You can mail any gift from Amazon to any content creator. And so he's got I've got a feeling, and I don't begrudge this, I think it's great that he's got a side eBay business because he gets so much fucking junk mailed to him. He also does tons of sponsorships with like the maker of his solar array and all kinds of stuff. And this is a branding mistake, I think, on his part. He sells beard oil that's branded with Narrow Way Homestead beard oil, but also Narrow Way Homestead coffee. He roasts his own coffee. That actually is when I first noticed him. I'm like, this guy's roughing it. He's a homesteader, and he's got a beautiful $2,500 espresso maker. I would like to be that bougie. And this is embarrassing, we bought a $300 espresso maker, and that's when we realized, no, you want to do it properly, get the crema, do it properly. You need the $2,500 espresso maker. Nate, you are a smarter man than I.
Here's Joe DiMaggio.
These are Mr. Coffee filters. This is Mr. Coffee, precision coffee brewing system. This filter was scientifically designed to extract only the finest qualities from your coffee, even if your coffee maker isn't a genuine Mr. Coffee. Our filter filters out oils, sediment, and bitterness. Filters in great coffee flavor. Mr. Coffee filters. You'll find them at supermarkets, department stores, fine stores everywhere.
Minion just watched the humans eating steak and he didn't get any, and he looks quite disappointed, but Jen's gonna take care of that for him. Grill some pieces.
In America, you drink as much beer as you want till you pass out. You eat junk food and you give your dog steak. In America, I want to go there. El Norte. Land of freedom. Land of promise. Where you can do anything, be anything, create anything. Pull yourself up by your own bootstraps until you flip yourself over and land upright in triumph. Rest easy, Waffler69. You may no longer be here, but your video creations will last forever. This has been the Doomed Planet podcast. I'm your host, Alex. You can find us on Twitter at Doomed Planet Pod. Goodbye.
I don't know, Buster. I don't know. I'm still kind of thinking maybe just a regular bowl of Fruit Loops would do.
5, 6, 7, 8. Goodbye. This is